Today's class is titled Exploring Diaspora Literature. We're going to answer these three questions. First, what are recurring themes in diaspora literature? Second, how do diasporic authors use language and narrative to convey the complexities of their experiences? Third, how does diaspora literature challenge or reinforce notions of identity, belonging, and home? Imagine you've got one foot in Japan and the other in another country, say England. You're trying to feel at home in both places, but sometimes it feels like you're being pulled in two different directions. That's what we call having a dual identity. It's like being in two worlds at the same time. In some books, especially ones about people who've moved from their original country to another, this feeling is a big theme. It's about trying to hold on to where you come from, while also fitting in to where you are now. Sometimes it can feel lonely, as if you don't fully belong to either place. There's a book called The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri, and in it there's a character named Gogol. He has a special name that's tied to his family's roots in Bengal, India. But he's living in America and trying to fit in there. So, he's constantly juggling these two parts of his identity, just like many people who've moved from one country to another. It's not always easy, but it's a journey that many can relate to. In Junot Diaz's Drown, we follow the journey of Unia, a young Dominican immigrant in the United States. Through his experiences, the story captures the essence of dual identity often seen in diaspora literature. Unia grapples with balancing his Dominican roots with his new American environment, placing him in an in-between state. This sense of neither being fully here nor there leads him to feel isolated and alienated, underscoring the intricate dance of navigating two worlds and the yearning for belonging. Think about the word home. It's not just about a place or where you live. In some stories, especially ones about people who've moved from one country to another, home is about feelings, memories, and sometimes about an ideal past. Imagine an old house where you remember good times and bad times. Some writers use this idea of home to show the difference between how someone feels about their original country and how they feel now. Like in the book The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, there are mothers who remember their life in China, both the good bits and the tough bits. They then compare it to what their daughters, who were born in America, are going through. It's about the clash of old memories and new realities, trying to find a balance between the two. In The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, the concept of home goes beyond just a place. It's a feeling, a memory, and sometimes even a dream. The characters grapple with what home truly means. Is it comfort or is it conflict? Many feel a deep nostalgia for a homeland they've never seen, and there's a constant tug between the idealized image of home and its reality. This mirrors the broader theme in diaspora literature, where identity and belonging are core struggles. In A House for Mr. Biswas by V.S. Naipaul, the idea of home is central. Mr. Biswas's lifelong quest is to find a place he can truly call his own, amidst societal and familial pressures. The house represents more than just bricks and mortar. It's a symbol of independence, identity, and personal achievement. The story delves deep into the complexities of home as both a physical space and an emotional sanctuary. It reflects on the broader themes present in diaspora literature, where finding one's place in the world can be a journey filled with challenges and self-discovery. History isn't just about things that happened in the past. It also affects the people who come after, even if they weren't there. In some books, especially those about families from different countries, they talk about big events like wars or being forced to move from their homes. And these still impact the family years later. Imagine an old photo of your family where everyone is smiling, but behind those smiles, there are stories of struggles and tough times. The past can shape how someone feels or thinks without them even knowing. In a book called Beloved by Toni Morrison, there's a character named Seth. She used to be a slave, and the painful memories from that time still impact how she connects with her daughter. It shows how the past can still be felt by the next generation, even if they didn't experience it directly. In Beloved by Toni Morrison, the protagonist Seth grapples with the haunting memories of slavery and the desperate act she took to protect her children from it. This showcases the profound impact of intergenerational trauma. The ghost of Seth's daughter, Beloved, represents the pain of the past and how it persists in the present. Throughout the novel, characters are marked by historical events, especially slavery, leading to a struggle with dual identity and the search for belonging. These traumas, while directly experienced by Seth's generation, ripple down to her children, showing that pain and memories can span multiple generations. Morrison illuminates the tension between the need to remember, honour the past, and the immense challenges that come with it. In Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng, the story revolves around the disappearance and death of Lydia Lee, the middle child of a Chinese-American family in the 1970s. The novel delves into the deep-seated issues of race, identity, and family expectations. Each member of the Lee family grapples with their dual identities and the pressures of fitting into American society while maintaining their cultural heritage. As the family unravels the mystery of Lydia's death, we see how past traumas, unmet expectations, and unsaid feelings contribute to intergenerational pain. Ng masterfully portrays the complexities of belonging and the silent weight of secrets in a family torn between two worlds. Imagine books that are like a big, colourful quilt, made up of pieces from different countries. Think of it as a tree with its roots spread out, taking in good stuff from many places. These books show how traditions from different countries can mix and create something new. It's about understanding that people can be part of more than one culture. In Zadie Smith's White Teeth, the theme of cultural hybridity shines brightly. The novel delves deep into the merging of Eastern and Western traditions, reflected in the lives of its diverse characters. We see the fusion of languages, cuisines, and art forms as these characters navigate London life. Rather than sticking to one side of their heritage, they often find themselves at a crossroads between two worlds. This blending challenges the idea of strict cultural divides, showing us the beauty of embracing multiple identities. It's a testament to the richness that comes when different traditions and values intertwine. In Salman Rushdie's Midnight's Children, we dive into the world of cultural hybridity in post-colonial India. The protagonist, Salim Sinai, born at the exact moment India gains independence, symbolises the convergence of India's diverse traditions. Throughout the novel, the intermingling of Eastern and Western influences can be seen in the characters' lives, languages, and experiences. This isn't just about the fusion of cuisines or art forms, but the deeper mingling of histories and destinies. Rushdie challenges the clear-cut divisions of culture and identity, illustrating the intricate tapestry of a nation and its people straddling multiple worlds. It's a vivid portrayal of the richness and complexity of blended identities. Code switching is when someone switches between two or more languages during a conversation. Think of it like changing channels on a television. For instance, an author might mostly write in English, but use their native language for special moments or cultural references. It's a way to express identity and connect with different cultures. So code switching refers to the practice of alternating between two or more languages or dialects in conversation. One well-known novel that illustrates this is The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. The novel frequently moves between English and Spanish, reflecting the Dominican American diaspora experience. Here, on the text, we can see an example from the novel. In this quotation, the text seamlessly moves from English to Spanish, capturing the bilingual experience of many in the diaspora. This is just one of many instances in the novel where Diaz uses code switching to convey the dual identity of his characters and the complexities of their experiences. Multilingualism is when multiple languages are used within a single story or narrative. Imagine an author using different languages to show different sides of a character's background or identity. It's like painting a picture using various colours to highlight different aspects. Multilingualism in literature is where characters or narratives employ more than one language, reflecting the cultural and linguistic diversity of the world. One striking example of this is in Jhumpa Lahiri's The Namesake. While the novel primarily uses English, there are several instances of Bengal interspersed throughout the narrative, highlighting the hero's bicultural identity as an Indian American. Another example is A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth. In this extensive novel about post-independence India, Seth often integrates Hindi, Urdu, and Bengali phrases and terms into the English narrative. The multilingual aspect helps to create a vivid and authentic setting for the characters' lives and experiences. Here on this slide, you can see an illustrative quotation. In this slide, the switch to Hindi for a simple, intimate question underlies the family connection and cultural background of the characters. These novels, through their multilingual narrative, not only enrich the storytelling, but also emphasize the intersectionality of identities, emphasizing the cultures they represent. Language is a powerful tool. For people living away from their homeland, language reflects their journey between two cultures. When reading a story, the language used can transport us, letting us feel the emotions and cultural contexts of the characters. It's a balance, like a dance, between fitting in and keeping one's own cultural roots alive. Through language, we can see the blend of cultures and the pull between becoming part of the new world and holding on to the old. Fragmented identity is a theme often found in diasporic literature. Instead of straightforward stories, these takes can jump around, reflecting characters who feel pulled in different directions. Imagine a character torn between their past self in their homeland, their current self in a new country, and the person they're evolving into. It's like piecing together a puzzle of who they are and where they belong. This style of storytelling helps readers feel the complexity of their journey. Non-linear experiences of time and place are common in diasporic stories. Instead of a straight path, these narratives zigzag between past and present, or between old and new homes. Think of it as a character carrying a backpack of memories from their homeland, always influencing their present, no matter where they are. This style shows how our memories and past experiences, even if they are from faraway places, continue to shape who we are. The way a story is told, its narrative structure, really matters, especially in diasporic literature. These structures push readers to dive deeper into the layered experiences of those who've moved between two cultures. It's a spotlight on the ever-changing journey of identity, especially when migration and displacement come into play. So remember, identity isn't set in stone. It shifts and evolves with each new experience and memory we gather. Diaspora literature explores the deep feelings and experiences of people living away from their original homelands. It shows that our identity isn't just fixed, it changes and evolves. Such literature underscores the complexities of having ties to more than one culture and the inner struggles one faces in trying to fit into multiple worlds. It challenges the idea of a singular identity and spotlights the challenges of balancing diverse cultural expectations. Diaspora literature emphasises the deep bond people feel with their homeland, even if it is very far away. It highlights the feeling of being an outsider or torn between two places. Importantly, it shows how people redefine and reclaim their sense of belonging, deciding for themselves where and to what they truly belong. In diaspora literature, home is not just a place on a map. It's a feeling, a memory, or a deep longing. Through their journeys, characters often find that they can find many homes, or that the idea of home can change over time. This literature invites us to think differently about home, showing it as something that's not just tied to a location, but to emotions and experiences.